Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the live stream here for the 9 balls, doubles league here at QBall Billiards. I was about to get that wrong here after all day yesterday. We have an amazing match here coming up for Strokers 2 with Melissa and Jeremy. A race of 35 points versus Corey and Will, the super duper pool team, with a race of 28 points here. So 35 versus 28 is the race. Looks like Corey versus Jeremy will do the lag here and start us off. We'll see who wins, and let's get this party started. Good lag overall, but looks like Corey takes the lag home there, and they will start us off here with the break. I'm very, very stoked to see the Super Duper Pool team play here. I heard about their name yesterday. I even was like, man, I freaking love that name. I was like, what a pool team name. And very, very excited to see them play. And I've already seen and played against Jeremy and Melissa before, actually, on a previous Strokers team for Wednesday nights as well. So very, very interested to see how their team dynamic comes together and see what happens here. Good little snap. Oh, 3 didn't, or that was the 5. 5 didn't go. Looks like the 7 did. So Corey and Will on the board already right off the bat here. He does have eyes on the 1. A little tough little cut here in the top right-hand corner, but very possible here. Just got to watch out for that 3 ball. Yeah, good try. Good try on that. Now, I know Corey and Will are combined skill level 7. Melissa and Jeremy combined skill level of 9. Melissa being a 5, Jeremy being a 4. Good try. Nope. Unfortunately, scratched there in the top left-hand corner pocket. Ball in hand, it'll be Will's turn here to shoot. And that one's just sitting in the pocket. Looking at 2, it's kind of standing at the table. You can go about this a couple different ways. He's going to go right up against the rail. Try to shoot QBall out against the long rail and come on back towards the center a little bit. Case of a little more, a little less situation there again. Didn't need much more there, but a little more, he would have had an angle to go after that side pocket. I don't know if that 4 is standing far enough in the way. Trying for the bank shot here. Make it all the way back down again. No. Fortunately, is going to hit that long rail and cause it to pop out a little bit further away from the pocket. Good try, though. Now, again, for those joining us here that has not seen this division before, this is the newer 9 balls double league division. Now, there's already been one crown champ, which I actually just saw that team on the table a moment ago, in which we will be crowning another champ. And the team that wins today will be going to Vegas in April. It's going to be a good time. Now, keep in mind, they do get to bring their entire team with them to Vegas, too. Good try, good try. Ball in hand. 2 balls still sitting right there in that corner pocket, nice and snugly here. Melissa trying to decide where she's going to end up pushing that cue ball to. Ooh, just don't sit on top of it. It moved a little past it. There we go. Get Melissa and Jeremy on the board there. Sorry, I gave 1 point incorrectly there just a moment ago. Great shot by Jeremy there. I tell you, Jeremy is one of those, what I consider them dangerous 4s, for sure. I've played him multiple times. There's even been, I think, one of our races that we had against each other where I was up pretty good against him. And the way he was able to rally back and just come back and in fact, I think that was the one he beat me on, if I remember correctly, was absolutely out of this world amazing. Never, ever, ever count him out in any race here. I love to see that fighting spirit. It's when you get some of your best games against your opponents and actually learn the most and gain the most skill off of it. May get the second bounce. Nope. Hit just right on that pocket point. Bounced another pocket point. Popped on out here. Now, looks like there may be enough room between that 6 and the 8 here to slide that 5 on over to that corner pocket. That's what Corey's looking at right now. Great shot here. Is it going to bump the 9 and give him a shot? Nope, it's going to slide right on past. Tying up the initial score here, but keep in mind that Team Strokers 2 with Melissa and Jeremy, they are given 7 points of weight here against Corey and Will. Great shot. Got the breakout on the 8 off the rail as well. Very, very smooth shot. Josh, I sure will. As soon as they're done with this rack, I'll let them know you said so, brother. Thank you for being here again, my friend. I hope you're well and blessed, just like yesterday. Great shot. Looks like he's going to have a good option for that top right corner pocket. Could have played that a couple different ways. And that 9 ball's pretty center of the table, so he would have had a lot of choices. And great shot and great out. Wow. So I'll get confirmation here in just a second. Make sure the score is 3-7. All right, 1 second here. Hey, Team Super Duper. Josh said he wanted to give y'all props. Say hello, Josh Haywood. They laughed, gave a little wave to you, brother. Absolutely, man. Not a problem, Josh. Thank you for being here to support them. As always, we want that on the streams. It means a lot to us here. It's not just about having more people, but also having more participation. Views are good, but having people chit-chat, tell us who they're rooting for, what they like, oh my gosh, and that shot, that kind of stuff means a lot. That 1 ball shot out until there's that side pocket here. Really, really good break. Nope, nothing's going to end up making. Give Melissa a fairly good opportunity here for that bottom right-hand corner pocket. That 2's not in the best position right this second here. Let's see what she decides to do with that cue ball afterwards, because she should be able to make that corner pocket pretty well. It's a long shot, of course. These are 9-foot tables. That may have been what got her. Oh, might get the side pocket as a second chance. Got the side pocket as a second chance. There we go. There we go. Good job. Tell you that little extra distance makes all the change here with those sort of shots. I have zero doubt that if this was an 8-foot table, she would have landed that shot with ease. That's amazing too. Even when you see some of the higher skill level players, when they're so used to playing on 8-footers and they take on a challenge of a 9-footer. Now these divisions have been playing on 9-footers, so it is not something that they are not accustomed to, or that's just different or a big change for the day. They haven't been flip-flopping between 8-foot and 9-foot for their league or nothing like that. So great shot, good speed. We're seeing some pretty good consistency already from Super Duper pool team here with Corey and Will. Will back up to the table here. Now there's a little space here. That 8 ball's a little further down from that 3, but should be able to do this just fine. I do a little bit of right here to cheat it towards the pocket. Josh says, "That's my boys. You my boy, Blue." Josh, my buddy Tom, sent me a little TikTok, and it's like, what's something obscure movie quote that you quote all the time that nobody ever gets? And it's the guy from, I think it was Supermarket or whatever, with Dane Cook, and he's like, "This is an 81 Honda. How dare you?" So between all my different movie quotes, that's one of them I love using. Good try. We got that whole cluster up there. Let's see. The 7, 3, 6, and 5 are all up there. Might have a carom option off the 7, though. No, it went straight on. He didn't even need it. Very good shot. Very good shot on that. I thought he may have needed that 7 to help with just the angle they had. I didn't know the 6 was going to allow it to go like it was. Trying for the bank. Nope. Must use ViStar. Their systems are down, I guess. But that brings up a little emotional damage there for all of us that had ViStar for a little while. Jesse over here shaking his head on that one. We remember the struggle. Ooh, good try on that. Good try, Jeremy. Kind of left that 4 ball in an easier position. But that 5 is dangerous. Zach saying, let's go, Jags. Wrong. Yeah, wrong stream, Zach. Zach, go home, you're drunk. I'm just kidding, brother. Zach, which team over here are you rooting for, brother? You going for Strokers 2 with Melissa and Jeremy, or you going for Corey and Will? Might get that side pocket. Ooh, almost like Melissa earlier. I think him having to use that bridge definitely messed with him a little bit. I'll tell you, whenever you're using the bridge, you have the ability to lay the bridge flat down, so that way you're not holding the bridge in one hand, holding the cue in the other, and you're able to add just that pressure, that bridge, to leave it flat and not move. That definitely increases your odds, increases your accuracy. Good shot on the 4. It's still going to pop out a little bit. Surprising. Kind of really didn't mess much with that little group over there. Ooh, good try. Again, this 4 is just causing such problems here for the team. Do that little cluster there in the top, but good attempts on all sides right now. And we got the one and only Kelly Moore back with me over here. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm doing good now.
Hey, hold on, doing good now.
Cuban bakery break.
Ooh.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you need to walk down the sidewalk a little ways.
Where? Hold on. Which down that way?
Yeah.
Like they got like a food truck set up or something, or?
No. This is a storefront right down.
I didn't know we had
here.
a Cuban bakery right here. Are you serious?
I'm serious that it's dangerous.
I feel like you might have not needed to tell me that.
No, they're really great Cubans, and you walk in, and it's one of those like real bakeries where it's just like a whole huge case of all kinds of amazingly delicious things, and probably some of the best cheesecakes that you'll ever have.
You definitely didn't have to add that last part. You did not even need to tell me they had cheesecake. If it ain't cheesecake, it's key lime pie. Those are my two, like. Ooh.
Mike just had the strawberry cheesecake, and I just had the key lime pie.
They got both there?
Well, it wasn't actually key lime. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but it was some kind of lime lemon goodness stuff. It was good. But anyways, I see we're well into the next match.
Well into the next match here. Corey and Will did a great job really owning that first rack here, and it looks like we got a good set of just back-to-back-to-back options here. 1 second.
Melissa and Jeremy.
You want Melissa and Jeremy over to the left one?
He had moved the numbers so that when it's double digits, it doesn't run into the flag. So I just moved their names to the left. Oh, so we got a little bit of a different race here. In 9-ball, 9-ball is a little bit different than 8-ball. In 8-ball, when you have skill level 9s and 10s, they both need to win 4 racks. In 9-ball, it actually breaks down, where skill level 9s need 35 balls and skill level 10s need 38 balls. So there's a slight difference in the skill level.
Yeah, we have skill level 9 combined, so I know Melissa's a 5, Jeremy's a 4, versus skill level 7 with Corey and Will for the Super Duper Pool team. I was telling the chat how much I love that name, and then kind of find out Mike looks at me. He's like, "You know who made that name?" I'm like, "Did you really make that name?" He's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Oh my God, I should have known. I should have known. Of course, I would have loved it." There you go. Take a second there, Melissa. Now, we've actually had Melissa at this table on live stream before as well for the US AM champs. She winning the women's division for that to go on to do the world championship there, if I remember correctly.
She is advancing to the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Yeah.
The women's U.S. Amateur Championship. She played her finals match on this table not too long ago.
Did a phenomenal job, too.
That's right.
Definitely, it's funny because you could see between both the girls that were on here how much extra pressure there definitely was. And definitely seemed like being on the live stream added a little bit more of that pressure, too. But both were able to kind of start shaking off a little bit, and then you just started seeing a whole different game as we got later on into that.
For sure.
We're already seeing a little bit of a different game here between Melissa and Jeremy between the first rack, though. That nice little three-point run they had and just really just setting each other up really pretty much perfectly for each shot was nice to see. I love seeing Jeremy do this right here. So he aimed up behind the 7 with his cue, then directed the shaft over to where the cue ball was to see his line of sight. A little hard on that. That pocket rejected because he was just tiny bit off and a little too hard on it. That is where if you had just a little bit of a softer touch, that pocket's less likely to let them pocket points just bouncing around like a pinball machine. Good try it up coming behind the 9. Yeah, he avoids the scratch.
You putting in some more plugs for page following?
Yes, absolutely.
I see them. I'm doing some
What-
group approvals. I'm doing
There we go.
some page follows.
So we were at 985. I think I said, I think 15 was the last update. I said we need 15 more before the end of the year to hit the 1K mark. Great shot, Melissa. Nicely done. Getting the snaps from Jeremy there, teammate. Very, very difficult shot here with this 8. But again, he's taking an extra moment. And anytime you start seeing yourself miss things small and everything like that, go back to your pre-shot routine, go back to line up the ball, or get behind the ball. You'll see a lot of higher ups where you almost want to yell at them for a second, be like, you're not shooting on the 8 physically, you need to shoot on the cue ball or something. But that's their way of just getting directly behind that next ball. And they're just looking at it from that ball's perspective of where they want that cue to hit, so they know exactly where they want the cue ball to make contact, and just definitely going after trying to line up that shot. Nice try there by Corey. Again, this 8 has not had a, per se, give-me shot yet. This actually may be one of the easier chances they have on the 8 ball here between both teams. There we go. Melissa doing that.
Just barely missed that 8 ball. Would have had some nice setup on the 9, but I got Will looking at the 8.
Now, it happened like a way. Did she hit close and just pop out, or like pocket points get a hold of it? I'm assuming.
She just
Near miss.
Just missed it.
Now, I gotta watch it here. Some people like to get a little fancy on these sort of shots and drag it right there, that bottom right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, that's what Will was worried about. Oh wow, I think he
Barely
just
cheated
got
it.
lucky on
Yeah.
that one. Oh, that's a tough one.
I don't know if he's kind of hooked on this corner a little bit.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he is out. He's jacking up though.
I don't know. He looks like he might be shooting at the rail.
Yep.
He was hooked just a little bit.
You know what though? That is an A-OK time. If there was a time to miss it right now, knowing you're fixing to go into the next rack, and as long as Jeremy lands this here, knowing it's going to be 10-10, knowing that 7-point weight is still there, now was the time that if you had to miss hitting that ball and had to get ball in hand, this was your good freebie here for that to happen. And great out by Jeremy here.
We are tied up 10-10, but it is not an even race. So Corey and Will trying to get to 28 before Melissa and Jeremy hit 35.
Hey, everybody around the arena, let's hear it up for these two teams. Come on now. They're playing hard. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Let's hype them up. Let's hype them up a little bit.
If you can't hear what's going on, Tim's just trying to get the crowd going
Yeah,
around here.
ramp up this crowd a little bit here. We're seeing some great shots from both sides. Everybody's doing work over here, and both teams playing their hearts out right over here. Russ, what's up, bud? Welcome in, man. Heard you made a drive-by, but I never did get to see you last night, brother. Hope you get to come by QBall today, man. Hope you're blessed.
I'm missing my comfy bench from yesterday
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
while I'm kicking the table.
Because that I started adding the wrong point. I accidentally jumped over here to the 2-point ad, and then I hit it again. I had him up to 14 points for a second there.
Whoops.
I got to see what's all left on the table when he moves here in a moment, but I'll get it updated if there was 2 dropped just in case. I don't think there was, but
There wasn't.
9 got a little action. That 5 may go. I know you guys can't see it because where he's at. There we go. 3, 6, 7. Yeah, just 1 made. Joe Russell saying from our YouTube page, by the way, guys, in case those on Facebook being like, I don't see anybody else in chatting right this second. We are live on Q Sport Studios YouTube page, along with Jacksonville APA's Facebook page. We talked about this a lot last night. Guys, if you are in the APA and you are not a part of the Jacksonville APA Facebook page, you've got to be. And here's the reason why. All this stuff that we've been talking about on stream, all these announcements we've been talking about new divisions, new leagues, the players' appreciation party, the players' what's the official word we're using for the superlatives?
The Players' Choice Awards.
Players' Choice Awards. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yep. All this stuff that we've been talking about has been on there, and it's been talked, it's been announced. You've had a lot of people put in their voice, their input. Mike and Kelly take this very much to heart as for what we have to say about things, guys, and you know, there's nothing better than whenever you have people that really care, ask for what everybody around them has to say about stuff and takes it into account. But if you're not using that and you're not using your voice to talk about stuff, you're missing out. Dave Rifkin, he's asking for it a moment ago. So we got, was that 5 dead, 2 additional points? So it should be 14 to 11.
Okay, there it is. I got it.
14-11. Yep, 14-11. Just got the official score update from the one and only Mr. John Hummel, a.k.a. Fathead himself here, my brother from another mother here. Joey Russell said from the YouTube page, said, honestly, if you haven't been corner hooked by your partner, have you ever really even played Scotch doubles? Yeah, that's a fact. That's an absolute fact. If you've not been corner hooked by your partner before, then, yeah, I agree. There's no way you would have played Scotch doubles ever in your lifetime. Because I don't care what your skill level is. At some point in time, you're going to do that to your partner, and it's going to happen, and it's going to be funny and or frustrating, depending on what the situation is at the time. But no matter what, it's going to and be bound to happen. That's why, just like on my team, for instance, I'll have team members where they'll have a rough night and make some misplaced stuff. They'll come over, they're like, oh, Tim, I'm sorry. I'm like, look, like, if you intentionally threw a game, you apologize to me and the rest of the team right now. Other than that, did you go out and just try and play and try to do your best? Well, yeah, of course I did. I don't need no apology. Same thing with the Scotch doubles. You know, unless you're just like, haha, I wanted to leave you hooked over there. Unless you're just doing that on purpose for some reason or other to be mean to your partner, you owe them no apology.
You gotta have a good sense of humor to play pool.
Yes, you do. Great shot. What a golly. So far from across the table here. We are seeing that consistently from this team with Corey and Will with these longer shots here. Now, that 2's a little closer to the pocket, but we got a lot of table to go through.
He was struggling with that one because it was straight on. So straight on that long, you're kind of fearful you're going to follow it right in.
Joey, welcome to the stream, my friend. He asked the question, what side of the bracket are we on? So we are on the one-loss side of the bracket here, and this winner is what will go on to a semifinals match from there. But, yeah, we are, if you pull up the bracket, which is via the Jacksonville APA Facebook page, and look at the very bottom left-hand corner where it says Match 18, Table 23, Corey, Will, Melissa, and Jeremy, that is the one that decides who moves on to, I believe... Yeah, they're the ones that will end up playing George and Dell, who just won on this table a moment ago. But great question. Thank you so much.
I am going to post the link to that live bracket right now. Commenting there if you take that and...
Wow. That was really weird what the QBall did. It kind of shot back. I wonder... I'm guessing it had a little English on it out of nowhere. Good try. Josh saying that's what my super duper boys look like. I love it, love it. Joe Russell says it's funny when I do it with my partner. Not funny when my partner does it to me, isn't it? So it's hilarious how the tables turn on that one for sure whenever you get hooked.
I really like seeing some of these familiar faces online that are
Yeah.
no longer in the area. Joey, Josh, hanging out with us, still able to be part of Jacksonville APA, even though you are miles away.
Yeah, miss y'all both, man. Ready for y'all both to be back over here. Until then, I'm not winning any matches, so I need y'all to get back to help my win percentage a little bit. But little smack talk there. I finally got Kelly laughing at that one. There we go. I tried. It was a tough one.
That link that I posted, that's the live bracket. If you pull that up, you can follow it along. It's updated throughout the day. We are in a quarterfinals match right now. Winners here will advance to the semifinals, and it looks like, let's see, who are they going to play over there? They're going to play George and Dell. We just watched them in the last match. Advance into that semifinals position.
Good try.
We've got Damien and Nick also sitting in a semifinals position, waiting on the winner of our other quarterfinals match going on right now between Robbie and Thomas and Sri and Pushpak. So let's see what teams we've still got in it. Damien and Nick and Corey and Will are all representing Super Duper Pool Team. So they've still got some good odds happening. Robbie and Thomas in the other quarterfinals match, they are team It's Just a Game. They're the only team left for It's Just a Game. Sri and Pushpak, they are strokers 4. And Melissa and Jeremy are strokers 2. And then we got George and Dell, the defending champs for Rackham and Weep. So we've still got all our teams represented on the board right now.
That's awesome. That's supposed to change after this one for sure.
And actually, Super Duper is the only one that's got 2 teams still in the mix. So we'll see if Corey and Will come out ahead of here. Then they've got good shot at it.
So, guys, that being said, we got at bare minimum, at least for sure, 2 more streams to be able to show you guys today.
That's it. 2 more.
2 more. So the
Semis and the
semifinals,
finals.
finals. Yep.
And if you're asking what all these teams are, those teams that I just rattled off and that you see below their names here, those are the weekly teams that these players are part of. And so these players are playing not only for themselves to advance to the 9-ball doubles championship in Las Vegas, but the winning pair brings their whole team with them to Las Vegas. So they are carrying
What a shot.
more than just themselves through this tournament today. They've got the weight of a team on their backs.
Listen, Jeremy doing a great job working on that extra weight they have to give on Corey and Will here with a 5-point difference. Jeremy with an option on the bank shot here, that side pocket.
Ooh.
Oh, might come back. No, bare miss. Very
Almost
bare miss,
had
yeah.
that.
If it sits on the rail, it's pretty good.
Hit that with confidence. He was ready for Melissa to get a shot on the 6.
Yeah. And nothing. That was not a shot where you had to do a bunch of extra. I think maybe just let it open up a little bit, a little less speed.
Nope. Corey shooting at the 5-ball there. Looks like he's leaving Melissa hanging behind the 9.
Absolutely, and we'll do Josh for sure. We'll let him know that you'll meet him in Vegas when they take it home, sir. I love that confidence. There we go. Which right now, in terms of odds, if you're just playing the odds number, the fact that Super Duper has 2 teams still in it versus everybody else, it is a higher favor for them.
So we are down to 6 doubles teams left on the bracket, and all 5 weekly teams represented among them.
Let's try to grab the cue off to give ball in hand properly there. That was funny. It was getting away from her for a second.
Will studying the table, trying to figure out how to get this 5-ball, get the point off the 5-ball, and leave Corey a shot on the 6 after.
I think, personally, I would be trying to take that 5 and just use top, roll it all the way here to bottom left.
I think so. He's going to
that's a
try
lot of
that
table,
angle
though.
on it. I don't know there.
I think he may have gotten the best out of what was possible for that angle that he had set up with it.
Corey didn't hesitate. He's Ooh.
Might get the 7 after all. Nope.
Not today.
Close. Close.
Got a good match going on here. Melissa and Jeremy making up some of that weight.
Trying for the combo wombo there, just a slight miss. 7 almost rolling down here in the bottom left-hand corner pocket. Didn't leave an easy shot here.
No, not at all.
If he goes for that, the scratch is it's got to happen. So
I don't know what he would go for. I hate being left like that.
and the only option to, if you were trying to make it, is just for that top left-hand corner. But that cut and that angle, no matter what, the scratch is going to make it happen. So you just got to try to play a defensive option here. Definitely what he was trying for is just something just to be able to hit it, not get ball in hand. Yeah, I said the other day too. I'd rather hit it and leave that ball where they could see it in a pocket than give the opponent ball in hand. And it's funny because one of the guys I was talking to was like, "Isn't that the same thing as just giving them ball in hand?" I was like, "No, because ball in hand means they get to manipulate that cue ball and give themselves whatever angle they want to leave themselves with afterwards." I says, whereas if I just end up leaving it in the pocket, they got to take what angle they're given and then use either a little bit of English to try and manipulate some way, shape, or form to get onto whatever the next ball is. Might get it on the way back. It's looking pretty solid. Nails it. Wow, and what a shot.
I like that second rail.
Yep. Second time around definitely worked out. Gives them great leave on that 7, which then leads them very easily to the 8. Question is, though, can he stop it where the 7 is or even pull it back a little bit, give themselves an angle on that 8 to then push up the table towards the 9? He did. He did. This should lead to a fairly natural shape to get to that 9 ball. He was trying to force it too much.
Denied by the pocket.
Yeah, what did you say earlier? Pocket said no. No, sir. Not today. Jeremy, unfortunately, not left with really any options per se. You can try for the bank. I like to try for, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and call timeout. I like to try for a defensive here. I think most likely they're almost perfectly straight on, so it almost doesn't matter which option. But if you hit to the right-hand side of it with the cue ball, you're trying to push the cue ball on that long rail up to that second diamond, trying to get the 8 ball on the opposite long rail, again, towards that second diamond. So the main thing is you just don't want to overhit it because then they're going to roll up naturally to where a side pocket shot is an option. And then your other choice is just try to bank it. Whoa.
Tried to cut it. Oh,
got a good chunk of that 9 ball.
Oh, boy.
That's going to add a big monkey wrench into the equation here.
Well, sometimes in 9 ball, when all else fails, hit them hard, and that might be Will's strategy here.
Yeah.
So, get the 9 moving around. Nope, he did not hit him hard. He played the safety. That's probably smarter than hit him hard.
Good save. I'm not saying somebody like Melissa, especially with her skill level being where it's at stuff. I'm not saying she can't get out of it, but it just doesn't mean that she has something easy to go after. So very, very smart play. That right there can make all the difference in the world of Corey Will taking the win. Ooh, unfortunate complete miss here.
Slipped right by that 8 ball and grabbed the 9. But
yeah, with how hard she hit it, Chet, that definitely caused that kind of straighten up real fast, shorten the angle of what she was going after. Again, we see this definitely these teams need to practice with using the bridge. The way he's holding his right hand and just the uncomfortability that it clearly is showing adds just that added difference in terms of accuracy. But he was able to take home that 8 ball. Going after the 9.
Very nice shot. Oh, and he
good job.
Kept it out of that pocket. All right, that's the end of that rack, and it looks like we're sitting at 17-18. Melissa and Jeremy about halfway to their goal, while Corey and Will need 10 more.
Yep, just got confirmation since the scores were closed, so I was keeping up with the scorekeeper here. It is confirmed, 17-18. Josh says if Corey had a nickel every time we talked about his bridge work, it looked like he did a little better with how he was holding the actual bridge part in terms of it being down as well. But that, just that comfortability. And again, I'm not saying this as if I don't have plenty of room to work on this. I definitely do. I know it's a issue in my game to work on how I use the bridge and how effective I am with the bridge. It's just something that realistically, you know, I'll start to see those sevens, for instance. And even though they don't use the bridge a lot, when they do, very effective with using the bridge. And it's definitely a differentiator on some of the higher up skill levels versus where I'm at least in my game at this point in time.
How to hold it always throws people. I think that players get a little bit uncomfortable with it, in part because they're holding on to the bridge. Sometimes the best strategy is just set it down.
Yes.
You know, there's kind of this thing that goes on in our brains where we think that the bridge and the cue stick need to be like parallel with one another. No, just set that bridge down, out of your way, forget about it, and then focus on your cue stick. And when you're holding your cue stick on while it's resting on the bridge, it's a different strategy too. If you think about it, holding it like you would a dart,
yes,
you're gonna be a little bit more accurate and have some more control there. Won't feel so awkward. Kind of
Great
look
shot.
down the cue, like the barrel of it almost.
Chat saying, oh, right there on that almost near one ball in the side pocket, but it was a great hit. Now that 5, 8, and 4 is going to be a little troublesome.
Josh is now comparing a bridge to a brisket. That's a interesting analogy I have not heard before.
Low and slow. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not. I'll never forget. I don't remember her name, but I met her early on APA. But there's one of the ladies here, and she does almost like this split when she gets behind the bridge, and so it's like she's almost like eye level with where she's putting her cue.
Oh, I've seen this
And
person
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
I
and
can't think of who it is.
I can, the moment I see her in the crowd, I can point her out. I know exactly who she is. I just don't know the name, but it's crazy at like how stupid accurate she is. Joey Russell saying, throw money at the problem. Just buy an extension. We were talking about that, Joey. You know, I would love to hear Chat's question about that. Is Kevin and I were talking, would you rather have you know, really good bridge or a really good extension? Don't worry about like the cost of it or this and the other. You know, let's just say you have the world's most perfect bridge, world's most perfect extension for your cue, and you have both at your will well, and both would work for the shots that you're going to take. Which would you prefer? Got that 4, but
I think I want to revise my answer from earlier. I think that I should just learn how to use an extension.
Yeah.
I don't think it's even that you have to learn how to do it. It's
No,
just
it's just a difference
the
in
only
the
part of
balance
the
of it.
extension that I don't like. The idea of it is the distance that you get between your bridge hand and the cue ball.
Yep.
You're gonna have, instead of where you might be 6 to 8 inches or less on a regular basis, you're gonna add 3-4 inches.
Yeah,
Lose some stability in that process.
Yep, that's absolutely right. That is one thing Joey, when he was down here and giving lessons, that's one of the things he definitely teaches you right off the bat. Is he'll look right off the bat to see how much more cue is after your bridge hand, and let you know like, hey, like you need to tighten that up. For sure, that's an issue that a lot of players have, and you'll see it too. You'll see some that have like an 8+ inch difference past that bridge, and their level of accuracy is definitely further down than somebody that has a tighter, shorter distance on the bridge. Guys, I see a lot of people liking the Facebook post here. Again, if you have not liked the Jacksonville APA Facebook page, they do have a year-end goal, and we still got a little bit left.
We
of the
made it
year.
up yesterday, but
Yeah.
let's go for it.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's close to 1,000. We were only 15 away as of yesterday. Gained a few more followers on Jacksonville APA page, but more so the benefit for you is all of this stuff that we've been talking about on all these live streams here between today and oh no, a dead ball between today and yesterday is true and holds true to knowing what's going on in your Jacksonville APA. You know, you pay these membership fees, you pay to play on these tables and stuff, and you know, if all you're getting out of it is just that night's of play, and you don't realize all the other added benefit and all the other added things that Mike and Kelly are doing and put together for us and stuff, you are 100% missing out on all the best part that makes Jacksonville APA amazing.
We are 8 followers away from 1,000.
We got 7 then from today. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. So Joey Russell from the YouTube page saying he would prefer an extension. You definitely have to practice with it. It does change the balance point on the cue. Yep. But it requires less hand-eye coordination than a bridge. That holds true for what I've been told a lot of, Joey, for sure. Good luck, everyone, and thank you for the live stream. Awesome commentary. Doris, thank you so much for that blessing. I appreciate you, my dear. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're doing well. Make sure to share it out if you can, and just thank you for being here and being part of the community.
Oh, I thought he had that.
Yeah. Great try, though.
Let's see,
Very nicely
Corey
done.
and Will closing in on their end goal here. Only 7 balls away.
Yeah, they're getting very, very close.
Melissa and Jeremy looking for that good run to bring them up to par and stay with it.
And they definitely can. They've had a couple
For
of
sure
three-ball
they
runs.
can. I know they're
So,
capable.
We'll see if they just get that train going.
Both of them are good shooters. Focused, practiced.
Close. No side pocket joy. Might have got an okay leave out of it. Looks like that's still doable. Tough cut in the top right corner. You still got the side pocket as a choice as well, depending on which way you want to go with this. Joey Russ says, I think Amy Fowler is the one you're talking about getting her IRQ. Yeah, she literally, I know it's a girl. I know I've played her in like triangles before. I've seen her multiple times, and she does literally, basically a split. Like it's not a full on, like she's not all the way to the floor, but that's how she sets up over it and does. Literally, like I can't think of how many times that I could ever tell you that I've seen her miss using the bridge, unless it was just a clear, difficult shot, regardless, and there was already a chance of missing it anyways. So.
Speaking of triannuals, those are coming up in January. January 14th and 15th are
Let's
triannuals. Just went through and this morning actually and marked all the playoff winners with their triannual qualifications. So if you log into that app, you will see triannual qualified under your team's name if you are qualified for that event.
Close.
Some teams might log in and see a Showdown Series qualified, and if you see that, that means you are qualified for the Elite Cup.
Ooh.
We don't, since that's unique to Jacksonville APA doesn't have an option for us to say Elite Cup qualified in the app, so we mark it as a Showdown Series eligible, just so it gives you some kind of visual cue that you are eligible for that tournament.
Yeah, I love it too. For those who don't know, Elite Cup is a winner-take-all, $3,000 cash money prize. We ain't talking about like $3,000 like Walmart gift cards or something funny like that. $3,000 cash money for you split amongst your team. And there's actually multiple ways to get qualified for that. Kelly, you want to hit them up with how?
You get qualified for that by finishing in playoff or triannual position in a session after you have gotten world qualified. So step 1, you got to get world qualified. Step 2, finish in that playoff or triannual position again. Ooh, nice try on that on Jeremy.
That was actually an overcut. I don't know how he possibly overcut it.
That always amazes me when I overcut something.
It's so difficult to do. Like,
it's already a hard cut, and then I managed to overcut it.
Yeah, my goodness gracious. He sliced that thing like he owed him some rent money.
But yeah, that Elite Cup, you got to get qualified for it in a session after you've already become world qualified. The only other way that you could possibly make it there is to finish in the top 8 of the world qualifier. So top 8 of the world qualifier are also invited if they aren't already qualified. So there were a handful of teams last year that made it to that point in the world qualifier, and they got to come to the Elite Cup.
Great shot. Wow. And it's a one-day winner-take-all.
One-day per format. Yep, we do.
Single elimination, right?
It is a single elimination, yes. You got to bring your A game every round.
I will say this much, though, guys. Again, that just goes back to the amount of cash money prizes there are within this APA league that are possible for you to take advantage of. And that whole day was just a blast, to say the least. That was definitely a fun, very difficult, a lot of emotions on that day for a lot of teams. But in terms of just the high level of competition and the high level that everybody brought, and the sportsmanship everybody brought. It was phenomenal.
We keep trying to add up the total cash that's available in this league, and every time we get a number, we had something.
Whoa! What a
Nice
shot on the
Melissa.
9-ball! Woo!
Good job. Yeah,
Gosh darn.
that was a good shot, especially considering where they're at in the game. So they definitely didn't want to give Corey and Will those 2 points, and to have the break too. That's huge when you're trying to come back in 9-ball. So well done there.
I'm gonna say that that right there could be the gear shift change.
We keep looking for it. We keep looking
Yeah.
for the tide shift.
Yeah, I think that may have, out of anything right now, that would have been their best chance for a tide shift right there. That's going to be it. I don't know if they're going to have another opportunity for a tide shift change just with the score getting as close to the end for both players, both
This
teams.
is where you may see them kind of an uptick in the defense, too. We haven't seen a whole lot of defense in this game, not like the one we saw before, but you might see them turn to defense a little bit more while they try and kind of get ahead here.
Good to see you, kid. How you doing? Did you get some rest last night?
A little bit, yeah. I was too excited to sleep when I got home.
I bet you are. You get to go to Vegas now.
Pardon Tim, he's talking to Jack Carter, who is the captain of Butt First. They are the team that is the beneficiary of Carl and Glenn's win last night.
Yep. Yeah, they played phenomenal, man, and it
Jack
was great to see
saying he
some of
was
the team there.
too excited getting home. He couldn't sleep, and he didn't even win it. He just gets to benefit from the win, so that's pretty cool. That's
Yes,
exciting.
it is. He was telling me, I think he was referring to Glenn, I believe, that he had Glenn was still very much newer to APA overall, which is amazing to get to see a player newer to the league getting an opportunity like that. It's really awesome.
Yeah. Glenn is fairly new to APA, and that was a really cool moment for him.
Yeah.
He got to see what APA is all about and
Yep.
the opportunities that exist, and
Great shot there by Jeremy.
Will is also somewhat new to the league. He, I want to say he's been playing somewhere in the neighborhood of 8-10 months, maybe even a little longer. I'm not sure, but he's jumped in 2 feet and somewhat circumstantially, but he's also done a great job and stepped up. He is the captain of Super Duper Pool Team, so he played a session and then fell into that role only in his second session.
Good little try to crossbank there.
And he's done a really good job. He's a very communicative captain, which is
Good.
awesome.
Yep.
And that makes such a difference.
Yeah, that's definitely, just taking on that first session myself as well. Very similar shoes with him in terms of taking on a captain. That's one of the things I've always tried to make sure of with my team is just to keep them up to date, let them know. Like here soon, I'll be sending a reminder again about January. I know we're weeks out before triangles, but just make sure it's still on their calendars, make sure they're ready for it, and understand what it means for us. So
We are constantly preaching our appreciation for captains, and what makes a good captain, it sounds so simple, but get that group text. Get that group text going.
Yeah.
A couple days before league. Hey, league this week. And, it's every single Wednesday, but sometimes we still need that reminder. So it's important to keep that communication going. And it also helps, too, with planning, making sure that you can make numbers, that you don't need to pre-play a match at some point because somebody's going to be out of town or,
bingo.
things come up, and that's fine. It's just important to be a good captain and a good teammate to communicate what's going on with each other.
Speaking of, I'm looking forward to a session without hurricanes.
I'm so happy we're out of hurricane season. Man.
That was definitely trying to mess with us over here a little bit, for sure, in terms of how league nights were going and everything. It was getting a little crazy.
We're not
So.
new to Florida, so we certainly we know the hurricane game, but we were new to the Jacksonville area, and we had not experienced the impact of bridges before, so that
defense.
was not something that we had to consider in our old league. It was an added layer of complication.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely doesn't.
And there's a lot of bridges here. Holy cow.
Josh, you did leave the team in good hands for sure. David, I'm not even going to shout out our stream, brother, but I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you so much. I love David on my team, man. He is.
Tim reads all the comments except the ones that are praising him. David says Tim's the best captain ever. So Tim is also a fairly new captain, not new to APA, but captained his first team this past session and did quite well with it, I might say. So they finished top 3 for River City Shark, I think.
we were second place for River City Shark.
Yeah.
16 points separated us from first place, and actually all 3 teams were going in that night. I think it was 15 points total that separated all 3 of us.
There was quite an upset there at the end.
Yep, it was definitely good.
Tap it or smack it snuck up the rankings.
Yep. We did what we came to do, though. We bare minimum wanted to take first place for our Wednesday night league, and the team stayed focused on that and knew how important it was, and definitely did an amazing job. And we had a great playoff match. We actually went up against Strokers 5 for the playoff for 8-ball. They ended up winning 8-4 overall against us. But going into that last match, it was us at 4 points, them at 5 points. It was anyone's game going in the last match, and like you can't ask for any better. Like when it comes down to that, so.
That's the way it should be. That's the way you want to see a division finish, is that excitement and that intensity in the air. I mean, you know, we all play to have fun, but sometimes it's really fun to have that too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, for sure. Yeah, one of my favorite things, actually, David, I was talking about you earlier when we were talking about having a discussion between a bridge versus using the extension. David is a avid user of the extension and does, again, amazing work with it. Nice shot, Jeremy. Not a bad lead here. You got a little crossbank guy. Yeah. And Melissa likes doing bank shots now.
Yeah,
she is never scared of them.
Probably one she's pretty used to. I'm going to try for the bank on the 5, which will give her some nice shape for Jeremy on the 6 ball.
Got to have a pretty good solid shot. She does.
There it is.
And makes it. Gives such a good lead. Let's go. That was nicely done.
You can see they're starting to pick up speed and steam and be comfortable.
It's only a 9-5 race difference right now, with the potential of it being 8-5. And as long as he doesn't hit this too hard, you know, you're gonna at least have a good shot on that 7 afterwards.
See,
Lets it roll up
that's
a
what
little
we were
more.
talking about earlier.
There it goes.
If he tried to hold that ball, odds were he was going to end up behind that 8 or something like that. But instead, he just used the speed, went all the way back over, didn't fight it.
Let's go. Another good shot. This is that steam train I've been warning everybody about. I knew it was coming. I felt it after that dynamic change here for the last rack. And they're definitely showing it right now. Looks like they're going to go and take good use of the timeout. I don't blame them. There's only 2 balls left, 3 points left on the table. And if they get this, it is a 4-point to 5-point race with them breaking.
We'll see what they do with it. I think this is another one where the temptation might be to try and hold that ball in the area for the 9. But no, just take it all on up to that top rail and bring it back.
Pretty much like the same speed he used just a moment ago. Like that's where you don't want to hit it too hard. Don't need to whack a moment.
A little bit hard.
It should bounce off the rail, be fine.
A little bit hard, but I think Melissa can still work with that for sure.
Go. Bare minimal now. They're down to 6 versus 5. The gap has been closed, chat. Good practice strokes, good speed. Avoids the corner pocket here. Great job, good out. Let's go.
Around this arena table now. There's getting intense. Corey and Will just 5 points out from the win, and Melissa and Jeremy only needing 4.
Hey, chat around the arena. I don't hear y'all for these teams. Let's give it up to them right now. Come on, let's go. Let's go, guys. It's an intense battle between both of them.
They deserve a little praise on this one here. This game is I'm gonna use it. It's super duper close, and any one stroke could make the difference. But there we go. Used them both. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. These jokes.
I got them for days.
See, you hear it? You hear the bakery chatter?
I hear the bakery chatter, and I'm going to go down that bakery now.
Can't believe you didn't know about the bakery.
I didn't know about the bakery. I knew about the Salca. I don't know how it's pronounced. TSOCAA. Couple doors.
The tea, the boba tea.
They have that, but one day, that 9-ball got a lot of movements. Nothing on the break. Oh, man, but that's a solid break.
Yeah, dry
Um,
break. That's a bummer when you're only 4 out.
The place 2 doors down though, Jim, one day I was really feeling I was so tired. It was during one of our singles boards we were playing. He went and got me quote unquote smoothie, but all that was in it was strawberries, blueberries, pineapple, ice, and water.
Oh,
And just the natural sugars from the fruit and stuff made it just
perked
that.
right up.
Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious! And the moment I started drinking everything, I got like halfway through it. It's probably like 5 minutes in, and I was like, never mind, I'm back. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
happy. Might
nudge
have a
from that
scratch.
too. Is he getting
No.
it? Oh.
Didn't get the one, but avoided the scratch. Magically avoided the
Yeah.
scratch.
I think she can see it pretty well too. She'll probably come right off that rail, use the rail to her advantage
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yep. I think that's the best call out of this situation here. And again, because of using the rail stuff, you ooh.
She stunned it a little more
Yeah,
than
hit
she
it-
meant
hit
to.
it solid.
Didn't catch the rail as much as she wanted, or at all. It was hard to tell.
I was literally about to say because you're using the rail stuff, because it should just be like just barely
It'll
touching the
fling
ball.
off of it.
Yeah, would have went around towards the other end of the table.
Should have circled that table a little better if she'd caught the rail more.
Good speed. I see what he's trying to do defensive wise. That's not a bad leave. That's not a
No,
bad leave.
no,
There might be a little play action here for that 7 ball maybe. And with that 9 being where it is, it may help that 7 kind of go to that pocket. I don't know. No, actually, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it is. I'll take that back.
I'm not really sure Will's style of play, but he might be thinking about defense right now, trying to play some separation, seeing how to hit that 2 ball so it might end up on the left side railing, leave the cue ball
Yeah.
hanging out over here by the 7 and the 9.
Yep, I think so. I think that would put a little bit of pressure back onto Jeremy and Melissa. Maybe a really smart call here.
We haven't seen Will and Corey use too many of their timeouts, so I'm surprised that they're not
Good point. No, we haven't, have we?
discussing more of that. But they're both such quiet guys too, so I'm not surprised.
You mean tell me they're not somebody that yell out "Let's go" out of nowhere?
I don't know that I've seen them yell at all ever.
So right here, this is where we're talking about the bridge work. Lay that left-hand bridge down. No reason not to. Not unless you're just trying to put a bunch of draw. Because you knew it wasn't going to be in
Okay.
your way.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was thinking about the defense, and
No, I don't think that 7's quite big enough. I'm pretty sure she'll be able to see that
he was
too.
thinking
but
about it. It
yeah.
wasn't perfectly executed, but
it was close.
it's not a clear shot either, so she
Oh.
can certainly see the 2, but
That 2-3 combo may go.
that's a tough one. They're a little offset there.
A little bit, yep. But I think because the angle goes to 7, I think it forces her to kind of hit into it that way. Nope, did not. She's going for the bank. 6 ball saying, no, ma'am. Blocking it up
That
over
is
there.
not an easy lead she's given Corey, so
No, and if
everything is wide open too. So this is a time where Corey needs to make a decision on where he wants that cue ball to be.
I was afraid of that potential with that 7. I didn't know if he was going to hit it in such a
I
way
think
that the
that
7
8 is
and
going
9.
to help him.
With this few points left, this could be a major factor. And
Ball
Jeremy
in
knows
hand.
it.
This is the ball in hand trap.
Personally, I'm gonna go all the way down this short rail. I'm gonna go the long way,
Yeah, I like the long kick.
just because that 8 ball right there. If the 8 ball wasn't there, I would feel much more confident doing what he was looking at first. But that long rail,
I just find the longer kicks a little
Yeah.
easier to calculate sometimes,
Yep.
especially when your cue ball and your object ball are so,
Melissa needs to
so
call a timeout.
oft-
Raj is even looking at it.
offset.
No, missed there. Good try.
Yeah, your cue ball was sitting only about a diamond off.
Yeah.
And your 2 ball is more dead center in the table, and that can
Yep.
sometimes trick you a little bit in trying to line that angle up.
Yeah, I think that's where. I think after he got down and was for sure about that, I think that's where I would have been timeout, and I would have been jumping up there with
Yeah,
him.
they had already they had not used their timeout this
No,
round.
not this rack. Yeah.
No, it was the previous. I think Melissa thought about it. I saw her kind of step forward a little bit.
I don't know if she's just saving it potential since there is just a few extra points still to be made on both sides. Maybe she's thinking there'll be something else a little crazier that requires it. I mean, it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
A chance to pick up 2 points here from Melissa and Jeremy. That's huge. Pick up 2 points. You only need one on the break.
I don't.
This might be game here. We'll see.
I think this is a scratch potential, though.
I don't think they're lined up quite right.
No,
for
I don't think
the
they are
combo.
either. I think you got to hit almost like where the number 3 is on the 3 ball.
It's hard to
because
tell
of
in
it.
the feed here, but we're looking at the table itself.
Good speed,
Yeah.
good try. Wow. Yeah, I think had she hit that properly, I think she was hitting where the number 3 was at physically on the ball. And I think with where the 9 was, I think the key may have like went with it a little. I don't know. I think she avoided a scratch there potentially. Very good try though. I know if I'm sitting there as super duper team, I'm very thankful she did not get that for sure.
I think that 6 might be blocking the 3. No, on camera it looks like it, but I think looking at the table, I think it goes.
Yeah, if it does, it barely does. Yeah, he threaded that needle so good. Wow.
You can hear the crowd. They're into it. Oh, you can hear the groans every time.
Yeah, it's funny, when I was trying to hype up the rest of the crowd a moment ago, I didn't want to shout score as bad as I wanted to because I didn't want to mess up the other team and get their minds off of it or get their minds onto it too much. But I think if the crowd knew just how stinking close this entire match is now. Put it like this, I tell you, nobody would be sitting if that was the case. 3-3.
All the points needed are on the table, so this will be the last rack we see.
You saw that deep breath kind of sigh a little bit. Good hits. 4 is going to roll up, though, to where...
Well, Melissa's probably pretty comfortable with this shot.
Yeah, not an easy shot, but, you know...
She's got just the right amount of angle to come off the rail and leave some shape on the 5.
Yeah, she does, for sure. And this is where that natural English definitely helps out. Nothing crazy to do here.
Top.
Yep.
Preach the top.
She does, and misses, but...
This is
Rolled
what
a
we
little
talked
too
about
far.
yesterday. The Vegas qualifier puts pressure on.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
under
Melissa
most normal
makes that shot
circumstances.
most of the time.
Yep.
And this is an elimination match too. So one
Oh,
of
yeah,
these
that's right.
teams is out after this round. They're fighting to survive here, and in the case of Strokers 2, they are fighting for Strokers 2 to survive. So played a defense. He didn't quite get the speed on it I think he wanted there. And I like this live bracket. We got our bracket up on one screen over here, and Mike's sitting over at the control table updating it. It looks like Sri and Pushpak have won the other quarterfinals match against Robbie and Thomas. So Sri and Pushpak are going to move over into a semifinals match, and they're going to play against Damien and Nick, who are the other Super Duper Pool team crew on the bracket.
So if Super Duper pulls off the win here, that means we will have both Super Dupers in the semifinals. And again, that's 50% odds for them to get to go to Vegas at that point. Great shot on the 4-ball using the bridge. Good control.
I haven't discussed the next live stream match with Mike yet, but I'm thinking that we will probably have Damien and Nick and Sri and Pushpak up here next.
Yeah, either way, we're going to have somebody that was already on the stream before.
Yeah, so, but of the 4 teams that will be left next round, Damien and Nick are the only ones that haven't been on the live stream yet.
There
So
it
that's
is.
what I'm thinking that we'll have them on the live stream for you.
Good try, good leave. That actually works out pretty well. It makes a very tough cut in this bottom left hand or bottom right hand. I'm sorry, corner pocket. I think on this one here, I'm just gonna play a little defense. I'm just gonna literally hit it right into it and roll the cue ball and the 5 ball right into that short rail there. Looks like he's got an angle though for it, going for the bank. It's gonna keep rolling. Sure did. Got past the 9. Again, nothing easy, nothing obvious. But again, I think at this point,
Both
actually-
teams chasing these points around the table right now.
yeah, actually, I'm gonna go for two-way here. I'm gonna go for that 9 on that side, along with defense on that 5 ball.
That's a lot going on in
Yeah,
one shot, Tim.
I would be doing bottom left on it.
I think Melissa might have had the same idea.
What a
Oh.
leave! Oh, that 7 looks bigger from here. You can see better than I can on that end. How big's that 7 right now?
Man, it's a thin to get past it, but I think he can.
Even if he can't, honestly, going behind it may be the better shot regardless.
He can get past it,
Handing okay.
but and if he
Yeah, look at how he is down on that cue. Phenomenal shape on the way he was getting down that cue. Oh, then I may make that scratch. Ooh. But did leave that 5 and the 6 in a great position. All Jeremy needs to do here is just roll it up. Little top.
Yeah, we were just delivered our next live stream match, and we were thinking the same. Once in a while, that does
Great
happen.
shot.
Shree and Pushpak against Damien and Nick are going to be up next.
This is
Shree
it for
and
the final
Pushpak
point.
representing Strokers 4, and Damien and Nick are super duper.
So no shape needed, but even if she did, just following it or barely hitting it, letting the 6 roll. You could also choose to do bottom and kind of stun it. It looks like that's what she's aiming for. I don't know if she knows she needs just the 1 point. Unless I'm off for some reason. I might be. I think I've kept track of it pretty well. Yeah, I don't think she knew she needed the 1 point. They need to ask that question. There's no way they know. Yeah, we're going to double check, make sure I'm not off on the score just in case it's possible. We've been talking about all sorts of different things during this, but I'm fairly certain I'm right here. Yeah, there's 5 points left. Yeah, my numbers add up. We'll
Yeah,
just
I'm
make sure I'm
pretty.
not wrong.
I'm trying to lip read across the room here. I think
There's 6 dead.
34-26 is accurate.
There's 4 left on the table.
34 now, 26. You're correct.
Yeah, score is right. So,
Oh my.
oh man, 1 point each. 1 point each. Oh my gosh. Question is, do they know they all need 1 point, or is he going to try to get us set up for the 9?
It's been interesting this game. Neither team is asking for score updates at all.
No.
So I don't think they have any clue where they're at. Oh,
And he misses it.
Oh my goodness.
Super long shot, but a possible shot for Jeremy up next.
If you are watching and if you've ever played APA 9-ball before, this is APA 9-ball right here. When it comes down to 1 point, these are the kind of matches we like. Everybody's in the game.
My eyes are super wide right now. I cannot close them.
He's not lying.
Like, I'm trying to look at their expressions. I'm like, I don't know if they know it's 1 point. Oh, near miss.
Oh my goodness.
Roll, baby,
I don't
roll.
think any of them do know. And
I
man,
just-
he
yeah.
left a lot of table.
Yep.
He left a lot of table and an angle. Let's see. Does Will know?
Yeah, he got the roll right there. He needed to push it back, but still a possible shot. That 9 shouldn't interfere to make it in a scratch shot. And Super
did
Duper takes
it.
it. Congratulations.
Will had no
They didn't
idea.
know. They didn't know. They did not know. It was 1
Oh.
point each. And Melissa, did you know it was
Yeah.
1 point left?
No.
I was so confused. I'm sitting there looking at all of y'all. I'm like, nobody's asking for the score.
So that
Oh
is
my
the
God.
end of the road for Melissa and Jeremy and Strokers 2 on this bracket. In the other quarterfinals match, Robbie and Thomas are now out. So it's just a game is off the board as well. Headed into our semifinals match next, Damien and Nick representing Super Duper Pool team against Sree and Pushpak representing Strokers 4. That's one of our semifinals. In the other semifinals, we've also got a Super Duper team. Corey and Will have just advanced into the semifinals, and they will play George and Dell. George and Dell are the defending champs for Rockham and Weep. So we've got 3 teams represented in our semifinals matches, and we are going to be putting the next live stream up here in just a minute. We'll be back.
Guys, it's Tim, Voice APA, sign off with her as well. And we'll see you guys here in just a moment. Thank y'all for being in and tune in here. We had a great
Come
crowd.
find us, Jacksonville APA
Yeah.
Facebook and Q Sports Studios YouTube. Check back in with us in just a few minutes.
Be blessed.